Hello guys, Shahzad Rabbani again. This video is a trade setup view of a commodity sugar future. This would be applied on a daily chart and starts from trading session right from today, right? Today is 16th of February 2017 onward. One can remember that this is a swing trading setup. So if you want to have the full results of this trade setup, how it works, what sort of percentage profits or loss you will get by adopting this strategy, you need to have patience, and for this you need to be applied this trading setup for about a month, right? So the expected results may be coming in about a month. Before having discussion with regard to this particular commodity, let's have a risk disclosure and warning statement from my side. This video is only for educational purposes. Foreign exchange trading carrying margin and substantial risk, so it isn't suitable for every investor. Okay, as now we are in a sugar charts, this is the daily chart. I usually apply this setup on a daily chart. So this is the live sugar daily chart, right? One can remember how can I be read this market. I have always been emphasized some of the points in either in the bear market or in the bull market. That points are called pivot points, right? As you can see, this naked chart clearly shows me from 20th of September 2016 to 12th of December 2016, there were sell trends. As you can see, we have candles from upward to downwards, usually most in cases, right? But even in this sort of bear market, you can see where the at some points the prices were rejected and pulled back in a bear market. I'm talking about bear market, right? Let's have a setup or a view for your convenience. I'm gonna draw rectangle sort of things that would be clearly shown, right? So this is the high point, right, which I'm called the high, right? One would call higher high because before this there was a buying trend, right? The candles are coming from downward to upward, right? But from here the candles, as you can see now, the candles were starting going down, right? So this is the high, right? After this high, one can imagine this is about 3 days sell trend, right? 1 day, second day, and third day. But on this candle, this is the price rejection candle. You may call it as you may have a number of names of pivot points candles, right? Some may called shooting stars, evening shooting star, or morning shooting stars, or hammers, or balloon, there are a lot of names you can call it, but I can only call it a price rejection candle because from here to here, this is the price rejection candle where the prices were pulled back. As you can see, literally the prices were pulled back. So this low point is also a considerable point for me, and I can call it the low point. Yes, right? So this is the high, this is the low. After this low, you can see the market has made another high, but that high didn't break this particular high. So I can call it a lower high, right? Because it has posted after this low, and up till this, it didn't break this particular point. Getting my point? So for your convenience, I'm just emphasizing on this particular point again and again and again. Reason is, if you can easily understand these points, you can be able to grab the markets very conveniently and very easily. So just stay in with me. I'm gonna now draw the another after this high there is a new low, right, which we can call the lower low, right? After this there was a high, the lower high, because the high didn't break the previous high. The low has broken the previous low, right? This low. Getting point? So this is the pattern. Lower low, and after this the lower high, right? After this was the lower low, and this was the lower high, right? This was the lower high. This is the lower high. Getting points? It's a very simple stuff to understand for your convenience, right? So this is the lower low, right? And this is the lower high, right? So this is the lower low, right? From this to this, as you can see, the market has pattern of lower low, lower high, high low, lower low, lower high, 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 all together, right? So this is by definition a bear market, right? Okay, after posting this, the lowest low point, the market were pulled back and posted a new high. Now I can call it a higher high. Why I have called it higher high? Because it has broken not only this level but also this level as well, right? But I just considered only the previous levels. If the previous level has broken, then I would call it the new high, the higher high. Now I'm assuming there are two possibilities. One, either the market is in compression, I mean the buyers and sellers don't decide yet what to do, or the market has changed its direction from bear to bull, right? But I don't know exact the future, what would be, right? It entirely depends upon the facts, upon the fundamentals, and upon the intentions of market participants. What I'm gonna grab if the market players are sell, I have to sell it. As you can see in these levels, one would imagine I would have a sell. If I were on that stage, I would have sell. Whereas in this stage, I don't know and I don't understand yet, right, what to do. But I have to apply my pattern, right? In a bull market, right, there is a pattern of higher high and higher low, with the same symmetry in as a bear market, where you can see the lower low and lower high points, right? Lower low, lower high, lower high, right? So if I'm gonna buy it, I need to have a pattern of higher high and higher low, right? After this higher high, it has posted the low, that is where? Here, right? This is the low, this is the higher low, right? Because this high low belongs to this. If this low has broken the previous low, the previous pivot points, then I would call it the lower low. But at this point, I may call it the higher low, right? After this, there is a high, a new high, as this high has broken, right? So a new high, higher high, right? After this, a new low, right? Lower low, as it has broken the previous low, right? After this, the higher high, right? And it has again the lower low. So this is the lower low, this is the lower low as well, right? So if I'm having two lower low, a series of lower low, I would imagine the market is in a bear situation, right? So what I'm now gonna do, what I have to have a trend line. I draw a trend line, and I connect the trend lines to point, right? This is the lowest low point, getting points, right? This is the lowest low point, and this is the another lower point, right? So I have drawn an upward trend line, right? The trend line angles, as you can see, is now on an upward. So above of this, one would say there is a buying, and below of this there is a sell, right? So I put this trend line, right? This is the, as you can see, there is another lower, the low point, the pivot point, right? This is also, one would say, this is also point, right? I'm not considered this point, but as it appears different and distinctive and having a price rejection candle, so I can also be able to take into consideration. So you for further convenience, right? If I'm aggressive and intend to jump in this market, in this sugar market, right? For sell, then I have to draw another trend line, right? The first, trend lines connect the first. This is the first point, the lowest points, and this is the second point, right? So I'm now searching sell order, right? Even you can have the third line as well. As you can see, this is the why I have this trend line, because I may presume that this is the pivot point as well. So if you are a swing sort of trader, you need to wait and break of this level. If the sugar has broken this trend lines, go short, or I mean you can say if the market has broken at a level of 20.09, go short, right? Supposingly you are jumping in that levels, right? Tomorrow or in subsequent days you will get these levels, right? So you jumped in, and now you have to draw your appetite risk, your stop loss, right? How much risks you are going to make. So my stop loss would be the previous swing high, right? Where the previous swing high, right? This is the point, right? Okay. So my sell would be at 20.079. My stop loss would be at 21.621. And how much I have taken the risk, at least the double would be my target, right? In terms of take profit, right? This is the first scenario. The second scenario is, this is the lowest points. It may be a good target points. Please remember, this sort of trades you need to have at least a week for consideration, right? If you want to get any signal or any particular points, there's no need to be hurried. Be patient, just await. First, I have always been said, first you have to have your rules and you have to obey and follow your rules, right? So this is my trade in sugar, right? This is the first scenario. The second scenario is, if market won't in upcoming days first won't go out and break this level, one would say it may be a second resistance point, right, to somewhere else, right? This particular candle, below of this candle, if it touched in any subsequent stage, go short, right, again. So if you short on this level, again your stop loss would be almost this particular point, right? This particular point, this point, right? This is the higher point, right? The previous swing high, right? So you may wait. If the market will touch on this level, go short, or this level, go short. Your target would be at least the double what you risked. So this is my trade. If you have any question or query, please don't hesitate, just call me. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm really pleased if you like my channel. Have a nice trading. Thanks a lot.